Hi, Christina. My name's Ari, and I'm here to provide you with an alternative to the barbell back squat. Okay, so I've seen a lot of times in other trainers where, if their clients cannot perform the barbell back squat to full depth, meaning parallel or below, what typically happens is they scale the depth, and I don't like that because it's a range of motion that needs to be utilized for the back squat to be anything worth doing. So one thing that I like to do in place of a barbell back squat is a staggered back squat or staggered foot back squat. And I prefer this because it does allow the client to get achieve range of motion easier without compromising range of motion that is usually spared with people who don't have maybe the hip flexibility or the back extensibility to perform the back squat correctly. A lot of people have that lordotic curve and can't get their hips below their knees, which is fine. I mean, that happens to a lot of people, but maybe check out this staggered squat, because what it does is it isolates each leg individually and allows for them to get full range of motion. You do have to change the volume a bit because you are relying on one leg instead of the other, instead of both in conjunction with each other. So let me move some camera angles around so you can kind of focus on my feet here. Okay, so typically I don't pull the bar out of the rack like this, so please don't think I'm like a newbie or anything, but I'm gonna be using this bar here, and I'm going to move the camera down to my feet. So, because my feet is the most important part. So let's arrange this. Yes, you can see my. There we go. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. One of these here. Okay, so here. Now, my feet are still. I don't like this. I'll be right back. Okay, much better. Okay, so my feet are still under my hips, but all I'm gonna do, excuse me, outside my hips, all I'm gonna do from this position now is I'm gonna take one foot and I'm gonna step it forward to where my heel is in line, sideways or laterally, with my opposite foot toe. Okay, everything else stays the same, but when I go to do that back squat, I'm actually gonna come up onto the ball of this foot while I'm performing the squat on this leg. Okay, so watch me. So I'm gonna do 3 and then switch. Okay, 3. Notice my foot and back up. My right foot is staying planted on the ground as if I'm doing a real back squat. 2, 3, and then all I'm doing from here is switching feet and then moving that one. Yeah, so switching feet here, coming up on this toe now. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So basically what I've done here is I've isolated each leg individually in the squat to hit that range of motion, hit that full range of motion, as opposed to going here, and let's say my hips are tight or my back can't handle this, and I go to here, okay, I'm not even close to full depth. And you see this a lot with people in the gym who might not know what they're doing. So if you can, as a trainer, incorporate that stagger squat, your clients are gonna see results in their legs, and you're gonna find muscular imbalances a lot quicker. So one hip might be tighter than the other. If you notice, my left hip is a little bit tighter than my right hip. So it's a little bit harder for me to go to full depth with that single leg, but it's gonna help you look for things that maybe you can help your client with, especially with those muscular imbalances. And instead of sparing them the depth, take a little bit of extra time, lighten the load a little bit, and have them do that staggered squat so they can get that full range of motion on each leg. And they're training their body to know what it feels like to get their hips below their knees, because that is super important in the squat, or else you're missing like 2/3 of the actual lift. I hope this is something that you can incorporate into your training sessions with your clients, if that's something you do. Otherwise, try it on your own. I think you might like it. Most people, when they do the stagger squat, I don't see it very often, but I mean, that's the thing about being a trainer, is we have to show people the things that aren't just like on YouTube and Google. So yeah, try it with your clients. It's actually pretty cool. And then they get that feeling of what that, their hamstring touching their calf, and those little cues that they're looking for, because a lot of people just don't know what it feels like to go into a full depth squat. Because sometimes when you go to that full depth squat and people lean forward a lot, they get scared that they're going to fall back or fall forward because of the way their weight shifts. But you have it almost like a kickstand of that back foot, so when you come down, you still have that safety of that other foot helping you up, but you can feel what it feels like to keep your heels down and go to full depth. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks.